We are an assistive technology social enterprise, leveraging the power of AI and machine learning to bridge the communication barrier between the deaf community and the hearing community. We are reimagining a world where deaf patients can naturally communicate using sign language to medical practitioners who don't understand that.
Kigenzi, what we do is enable worldwide supply chains by creating local digital manufacturing facilities and networking them all together and putting them onto a platform for fast quality. Technologies like digital manufacturing allow us to jump over that chasm really quickly. The sort of metaphor that we use at Kigenzi is this idea that there's really a desert in between those two. And what we're doing is taking these physical manufacturing hubs, networking them all together, and planting them across this desert in order to help people get from, making their first prototypes to truly making a dent in the market in terms of mass manufacturing, wherever that market might be.
Fish is one of the major resources in our waters, and fish has one major weakness, that it gets spoiled very, very fast, and immediately it is out of water. In our work, we have addressed post-harvest loss control using various techniques in the cold chain and in the dry chain. Women sell fish in the evenings, and at the coast they use some traditional boxes to display their fish by the roadside. The source of light, since they work at night, is normally the paraffin tin lamps, also known as korobois. Now, these tin lamps emit a lot of smoke, and this smoke causes respiratory diseases. And these women, some of them carry children behind their backs, so the effect on even the health of the children is quite enormous at times. So we have come up with an innovation called the improved Mama Karanga box, where we have simply replaced the koroboy with an eco-friendly solar lamp. And we, instead of the women laying fish on newspapers and so on, we've created a surface which is food-grade aluminium for them to place their fish in a more hygienic manner. So this is easier to clean. They don't have to scrap the wood surface. The fact that we have now brought in an eco-friendly lamp means we have eliminated completely burning of kerosene. We have eliminated respiratory diseases. And since there's now no smoke emission, there's more attraction of clients to the women who already have these boxes at the coast.
We came with a project called the Smart Blocks Medical Watch that is used to detect your oxygen concentration in your blood and heartbeat per minute. The reason why we came up with this project was because during the corona pandemic, we had congestion in hospitals. Many people were crowding in hospitals to get their medication and others to know their health status. By the use of a Smart Blocks Medical Watch, it will tell you your level of oxygen in your blood and the heartbeat per minute. There's no need of you going to a hospital. So in the nearest health facility, a doctor can monitor you. So when your oxygen level is high and the heartbeat is high, the doctor is going to give you instructions on what to do. It will be much easier for us to just know your health status at home than you going to a hospital. You go there and know your health status, and yet you are not sick, but you become sick because you have visited the health facility and you have contaminated other patients. So I'm saying that it will reduce the number of congestion in the hospitals.
We offer emerging technologies, that is robotics, programming, web design, game design, app development, and we do this from 9 years up to 20. Our work is it's a structured curriculum from 9 years, and it's organized per term. A term has 10 sessions on average, and at the end of each session there is a project that children do, so that we are able to know that they have understood the concepts that they have learned. And also our intent is to nurture the talents that are with the children. They are able to continuously be curious and innovative, and also where possible we can have startups that are initiated by children, because children by nature they are very well designed. in the keynote address, we realized there are countries where they have been able to mainstream robotics and coding in their education system. And by that, we can be able to learn from other developed nations on how they are being able to do. And it's also an opportunity for the young minds that we have in the country to be able to compete at a global scale. And that's something we are looking forward towards in terms of just being able to create an international space for our children to compete. And also there are various partners who are interested in supporting robotics and coding.
We are a food processing company, but we work across the entire supply chain. And as we do this, our overall mission is to help reduce the amount of waste, the amount of food that goes to waste after harvest. So we work closely with the farmers to be able to leverage on their surplus produce and make sure they have a market. And we do this by processing the fruit into dried fruits. So we have dried banana, dried mango, dried coconut, and dried pineapple. And then the next stage after drying is also milling. One of the main advantages is now access to specialists. We also get access to, just by virtue of participating and the people who you meet, you kind of get, you're at an added advantage of knowing what is available out there to help position our company and to help push it to the next level. And then the other thing that's very important when you're working with export is standards. So by being exposed to the Innovation Week and the whole community around innovation, we are now in a better position to enforce and ensure that we meet the standards that are required to be able to export.
We have a portfolio of the products that my company produces. We have the Safi foliar, which is our organic foliar, which we normally use for vegetative growth and also during the flowering stage. We also do have biochar, which is simply activated charcoal, which we normally use as a lime or as a compost. We also have a planting fertilizer, which we use during planting. And we also have top dressing fertilizer, which we normally use to top dress. Now, the unique thing about our product is that once you use our products, they have an organic matter of more than 30%. So that means that you are hitting about three birds with one stone. That is one, you have compost. Secondly, you have a lime, since all our fertilizers are biochar based, which means that these fertilizers will reduce your acidity. That day you are looking into amending your soil, since most of the soils in Kenya are degraded. So using these fertilizers, you'll hit three birds with one stone. You'll get an amender, you get a lime, and you get a high yielding fertilizer. Currently, what we have in the market, we do not have any chemical fertilizer which has organic matter content. And I can authoritatively state that. We also do not have a chemical fertilizer which can act as a lime. And also, you must realize that most of these chemical fertilizers are responsible for the effects that we are currently experiencing, such as acidity. There is one particular fertilizer which is quite a big culprit for acidification of soils, especially in the Rift Valley region or in areas where we have intensive maize farming. So we do not have any product actually currently right now except our product which can do this for you.
The Kenya Innovation Week has given me and my team an opportunity to showcase our work to different investors, to connect with different innovators, and just the diversity of the cadre of people in this audience. It has been really meaningful, especially making the meaningful relationships that have been fostered from this Innovation Week that we look forward to capitalize on and see what it might arise to. We're among the 3 winners for the healthcare cohort, and what stood out from my pitch was the feedback, especially the questions that I got from the different investors in the audience. They were keen to understand how exactly, our solution is bridging the flow of communication between these 2 groups. And the feedback that we've received has been meaningful, and definitely applying it in our next steps, research and development, and growing my startup. I found the Kenya Innovation Week 2021 really a resourceful event. Inspiring, seeing other innovators, the great work they're doing out there, and 3, just an opening to the opportunities that are in innovation from the panel discussions. It has been really, really insightful for me.